What's cracking with your people? Anansi here, and welcome back to the Jade Empire. In the last one, we did some talking to our group, which, as you can see over here, they all have more to say now. And as I spent most, if not the entirety of the last episode talking, we're going to hold off on speaking to them a little bit more for right now. We also made our way to the Jade Empire itself, to the Imperial capital, where we met with Princess Julianne and unraveled that she is indeed the wandering mercenary or wandering vigilante Silk Fox. In this one, we're going to go ahead and meet up with her, and then look around the city a little bit more before we go off and do anything really important. Oh, you look like Gao by the Outcrier, but we'll leave you for right now.
Be on the lookout for the Scourge of the South. It is your duty as citizens of the Empire to report anyone who matches this description. Keep an eye out for a bare-chested wild man with hair covering his back and arms. Reports suggest he is well over 7 feet tall and fully armed. This man is very dangerous. Do not try to apprehend the Scourge of the South, but instead report what you've seen to the authorities immediately.
Well, all these years together, and I never suspected you were the Scourge of the South. I'm sorry, I know it's not funny. At least they didn't get your looks right.
So yeah, depending on what character you play as, this individual here...
The Scourge of the South has destroyed whole villages in the South. Many innocents have suffered at the hands of the Scourge.
Just, yeah, this individual will yell out a description of your character that is completely wrong. And I believe depending on who you have with you at the time, they will comment on how wrong it is. I believe Sagacious Zoo will make an offhand comment about how, well, I guess since everybody that runs into you ends up dying, it's hard to get an actual description, you know? Configuration of the dragon and the Gem of Evil Thought. Interesting. What does this one do? This is a closed palm. Only powers away the closed palm may use this one. And the evil energies that resonate in this gem speak of its previous owners. A dark and evil men and women driven beyond the boundaries that society imposes on them. This is a gem of murderers and thieves. Their thoughts and skills are reflected through this gem and passed on to its user. Yeah, that was a typo in and of itself. So yeah, so I believe this is the counter to the Gem of Gentle Mind. Yes, mind and intuition. This is pretty much the evil counter to it. So as you're probably learning right now, they give you a fair shake at being able to play the game how you feel like playing. If you want to be the way to close fist, feel free. Sure, there are some items that you're going to lose access to, but for the most part, you can pretty much get whatever you want, and you'll find a counterpart to a gem later on that you might want to use, but because you follow a certain path, you can't use at all. But I do not believe that there is a neutral one. So let's say you walk the middle. I don't believe you can use either or. Now here we have a blacksmith shop. I want to go ahead and pause and save real fast. The reason why I say that is that this blacksmith shop sells several weapons that I think several weapons and several styles, but it also replaces your main sword should you choose to use it.
Welcome, welcome. Did someone from the Black Leopard School send you? No, I suppose you don't quite look like one of their students. Well, no matter. If you're looking for weapons, I have quite a good selection and reasonable rates. Would you like to see what I have for sale?
Yes, I would.
Here you go. There's quite a lot, so take your time.
So he has the dragon sword. No, this is This is not the same sword from Ninja Gaiden. Basically, it's this giant blade, you know? It drains focus 25% and damage over basic sword style. So it's an improved longsword. Got your Flawless, which is a weapon style. It's basically an improved staff. As an artifact weapon, Flawless will replace less powerful staffs when purchased. The Scrolls of Pinky contain the story of a monk who shaped a flawless staff. So remember that staff that we had earlier from what's his name? I forget what it's called. He was in Tian's Landing. You can buy that staff here. So basically, these are improved versions of weapons you currently have. Then you have your litany, plus 5 focus. Many craftsmen repeat litanies in their heads when they work, the repetition helping them focus. A warrior who has learned the power of such exercises can adapt their meditative nature to the battlefield with much the same results. So I'm going to go ahead and get this, get some extra focus. But we're going to hold off on the rest of this right now because I don't particularly enjoy using newer weapons because there really just isn't much reason to. Yeah, sure, it gets more damage, but hey, the Dragon Sword is beyond ridiculous and massive. And secondly, I just like Fortune's Favor. I got sentimental value with that thing. Now we want to look for the Pavilion. And break everything along the way as we can because screw it, all your money is my money now. I need it more than you do. Ooh, a book stand. What do we got here? The History of Flight Volume 4. Sometime after Scholar Xu Wen and his prototype flyer disappeared, an apprentice from the Imperial City discovered the scholar's cryptic notes, detailing the use of the inscrutable power source. The apprentice showed the information to his master, General Sung Tao. Sung Tao was an engineer before he joined the army, and he recognized the potential of the scholar's work. He convinced Emperor Sun Si-wen, I'm going to assume I said that right, to fund the project to develop a flyer for use in the army. The emperor agreed readily, and after several months of trying, the first true flyer was created. Within a year, the skies near the imperial palace were filled with flyers. Though the safety of the new flyer was questionable, it didn't take long for others to adopt and improve upon the design. The history of flight is quite the volume. Where is it to? To the Golden Way. Okay, I believe to get to the Scholar's Pavilion.
Look at this place, so many people. This truly is the heart of the Empire.
Out of sheer spite, the Scourge flooded ancient ruins, wanting... The Scourge associates with nefarious fox spirits, aiding them in their occupation of our once pristine forests in the south.
So basically, everything about past this character, she's going to, for all intents and purposes...
A group of river-faring businessmen have been attacked and forced to flee. Nobody is safe from this criminal.
She's going to recap your time in Tian's Landing. The businessmen, pirates. She mentioned you flooding the ruins when you were supposed to flood the ruins anyway to help out a town. And, just going to misconstrue everything. So I believe you want to go to the Golden Way. And then hook a left, I want to say. The Golden Way is home to the Empire's noble families and the source of much of Imperial high culture. So basically, if you're going to go to the Garden of Scholars, aka somewhere sounding as pompous can get, this is where you'll more than likely find them. Just saying. And as you can see, there's Princess Leanne on the wallpaper. And since we bumped into her, we don't have to worry about having to cut this particular wallpaper out with this loading screen out because you've already seen her once. Now then,
Hold on there. This way leads into the Necropolis, a dangerous area. You shouldn't go in there unless you have some business there.
What's wrong with the Necropolis?
Ghosts have been rising up everywhere in the Empire, I've heard. So many have come up in the Necropolis that it just isn't safe anymore. It would take an army of us to clear them out, if we could do it at all. We can't even safely post a guard in there. We just warn people away. The Lotus Assassins want everyone kept away as well. First time I've heard of them being altruistic.
When did all this start?
Things have been bad over the past few, say 5 years. No one has any idea why so many of the dead refuse to return to the Wheel of Life peacefully. All we know for sure is that they're not happy. Not happy at all.
Why not the guards do anything about it?
Ghosts have been rising up everywhere in the Empire, I've heard. So many have come up in the Necropolis. It would take an army of...
Okay, you already heard about this. Okay, how bad is it?
Bad. Real bad. Monks used to go in every few weeks to clean out the ones who had risen. But lately it's become too much for them to handle. You look like a warrior. I'm sure you know that even if you disperse a ghost in combat, they reform again eventually. It takes a long time, but it's inevitable. Leave the dead to their own is what I say. Just block the whole place off and start again somewhere else.
Okay, that's enough about the Acropolis.
Anything else you need?
I have all I need now.
Stay away from the Necropolis. It's dangerous.
Alright then, so, yeah, that's the Necropolis. That's not the way to go. Let's see here.
Your parentage is below average, and your ancestry is of questionable worth. You dress yourself in the manner of a common laborer. Nobody's paying any attention.
Keep trying, just as I instructed.
Your physique seems exceptional. Clearly you are a peasant. A noble could afford sloth.
What are you doing? Why attempt to insult me?
Your breath is like the wind of an ox. Your last meal was of suspect quality.
I asked for an explanation. Justify yourself or I'll take offense.
Your beliefs are superficial, and your culture is substandard.
There is no point to your insults. Defend your claims or cease desistant.
You are right to demand an explanation. Forgive my servant. I instructed him to find someone not distracted by mere insults, someone who would command respect. Your demand for justification of his arguments was admirable. You are exactly what we need.
If you were behind this, then I owe you a beating. Explain yourself.
An Outlander strolled into the city several days ago and now sits like a cormorant taking what he wants from the river of our hospitality. He balks at our attempts to calm him and answers requests for payment with strange coins of questionable value. He needs to go.
This city hosts many visitors. Why is he so different?
The Outlander is not a dignitary or traveling merchant. He is a parody of civilized behavior. He spews insults at the Emperor himself. So far, he has escaped the notice of any higher officials. Perhaps he was mistaken for an actor in a troupe, but that will not last. If he is reported, the Lotus Assassins will take notice. They'll want to know if he was harbored or his offense was encouraged. Guilt by association is enough for them.
Perhaps I can reason with this Outlander.
That's what's so infuriating. He doesn't respond to reason. He proposes challenges we don't understand, and then declares himself the winner. Several of our brightest have faced him, but as soon as they get the better of him, he sets off his strange firework and says they are beaten. Normally, the peasants like it when we intellectuals are maligned, but they tire of his presence too. Getting rid of this nuisance will endear you to many.
Okay, well, I will teach him not to mock our culture, says a black man's an Asian man.
I hope your ability matches your conviction. Several others have fallen short, despite their outrage at his antics. He is in the Scholar's Garden, and no amount of opposition has moved him. Please, I hope you will prove to be a worthy opponent.
Alright, the Scholar's Garden. I believe since he walked off this way, it should be this way. Ooh, a scroll stand. Music and the arts. Music and the arts are vital parts of life in the Jade Empire. As with any truly civilized people, even the common man can enjoy the benefits of music in his daily life. Only the music of the Jade Empire itself truly satiates this primal urge. The lesser, more savage peoples that surround us know nothing of true culture, and their primitive beatings and wailing cannot touch the soul as truly as have the masterpieces of Water Swallow or the heart-wrenching tragedy of Falling Star. For this reason, if not others, it is our duty as a cultured people to bring civilization and joy of the arts to those less advanced and gifted societies. Imperialism! Oh god, don't you just love it? Yeah, so that pretty much lets you know that they're pretty much up their own backsides. Okay, the hostel, that's not where I'm trying to go.
The busy streets are almost overwhelming. It is hard to keep focused on what we need to do.
Not kidding. The enlightened stage. And is this it? To the Scholar's Garden. There's where we need to go. So Scholar's Garden is a place of learning and of arguing. Some say it has more of the latter than of the former. Yeah, maybe you get a bunch of smartlacks in the same room. Everyone thinks they're the smartest person until, well, the arguing and the beating start, and everybody's like, wow, you're acting just like a bunch of children. It's just how it is, I guess.
I didn't expect you in your strange training to make it to the Imperial City. You are proving to be a very interesting person. Of course, I could tell that just by looking at you. You have a very strong presence.
You've changed again, Princess. Who are you now?
As the Heavenly Lily, I am above suspicion, but I am restrained by fawning servants. Silk Fox can go anywhere, and people are not shy about their reactions. There is a thrill, of course, and it allows me to find information useful to us both. Death's Hand brought your Master Li to the palace a few days ago. I saw the flyer. He was bound in chains. He must be powerful, but I still don't believe he is Sun Li, the glorious strategist.
You didn't recognize him as family?
I was too young to know him. I was told that he and Prince Qin, the third brother, fell defending the Empire 20 years ago. Now it seems they may have been traitors. I discovered this looking through records for information on Death's Hand. Perhaps he tried to influence Sun Li and Sun Qin before corrupting my father. But it doesn't matter who your master is. I could take you to the palace, but Death's Hand controls what my father hears. He must be discredited for you to succeed.
Let's see here. Destroying Death's Hand is also a priority for me.
A wise decision. His hold over my father is nearly absolute. But if we could show conclusive evidence of his crimes, my father would have to listen. I know how. Construction on the wall has stopped for the first time in generations. The workers now toil in factories building powerful creatures of stone and clay called golems. Death's Hand could use these automatons to seize the Empire, and my father is oblivious. We must infiltrate the Lotus Assassins and find evidence of this treachery.
I've been fighting the Lotus Assassins. How can I infiltrate them?
We need proof of Death's Hand's intent from the seat of his power, the Lotus Assassin Fortress. It would be impossible to assault, so just walk in. They are
Before you ask, no, I did not hit skip on that. I believe that this sound clip just cuts out. Now, I fought a number of them. I would be spotted.
Have any Lotus Assassins who saw your face lived to report back? I doubt it. They will not recognize you as the person who fought them in Tian's Landing. They have a vague description full of guesswork that has guards holding people at random. Besides, they expect an attack, not someone trying to catch their eye.
I would wager that you may profit from their tasks too. Can you see the beauty in using their own methods of recruitment to fight them? I think they deserve it.
How can this be done?
There are guilds within the Lotus Assassins. Executioners look for fearsome warriors. Inquisitors are more subversive, and they look for cunning in their agents. If you prove yourself in the arena, they will notice you. My people can spread rumors of your interest. The Executioner will take a real interest when you finish the silver round. Or if you prefer, the Inquisitor recruiter is also seeking new people. He might be open to persuasion.
You know a lot about the Lotus Assassins. Why?
Death's Hand rules over the Lotus Assassins, so I take special interest in their activities. I've had most of my life to ask questions. You suspect my motives? You have no reason to doubt me. If I wanted the Lotus Assassins to find you, I could simply tell them your name.
I will go see what I can learn in the Imperial Arena.
Yes, I will have my people spread rumors of your interest. Once you pass the silver round, the Executioner will take an interest. I'm sure he will find you as impressive as I do. Or, if you prefer, court the Inquisitor. Ask Scholar Dongao in the Scholar's Garden about him. I hear Dongao is closer to the Assassins than he should be. I will wait at your flyer. Or I could travel with you. Before you get too lost, perhaps we should, discuss how closely we will be working together?
Very well, travel with me now. Dawnstar can go wait with the flyer.
A wise preference. No offense intended to your amusing companions.
Okay, you lost a note, and now we have Silk Fox as our companion. And I think we're going to call it a part here for today. Actually, no, before we do that, let's go ahead and, look around here, okay.
Well, look who we have here. There's no princess to save you this time.
Do you think we'd forget? You can't humiliate us and just walk away.
Don't look at me. I can't do anything right now. Not like this.
We'll teach you to insult a guard of the Imperial City.
And so, my dude, you literally heard the princess that I was doing a job for her, man. Then talk about police brutality. I mean, seriously. And like Dawnstar, Silk Fox uses a long sword. So, there's that. Did not mean to jump into that, I'm not gonna lie, but you got out the way now. Stand. The physical universe, a rebuttal. Scholar Xiao Shang has once again missed the central point of the philosopher's argument. We do not wish to stall development, nor do we seek to stop people from learning. Philosophers see the work of the divine in the physical world and oppose those who defy tradition only because they find those customs inconvenient or outdated. Learning and respect for the past need not be mutually exclusive. We seek only to learn in a way that does not dishonor the celestial beings that give us our very lives. What? Sounds a lot like religious zealotry, if you ask me. So yeah, before we do anything with regards to the Lotus Assassins, and advancing ourselves along the main path, what we need to do is side quests, and we've got quite a lot of them to do. And our first stop is going to be the school, the Black Leopard. If you will recall, one of our classmates from Two Rivers, I'm not gonna lie, his name escapes me at the moment. One of our classmates from Two Rivers said he previously attended a school in Imperial City called the Black Leopard Academy that had issues with its teachers. And we're going to go ahead and see what they have to offer over there.
This will be a great tragedy.
We'll do with him later. So yes, we're going to deal with everything in the market first. Well, we're going to do it next time. I want to at least show off where the Black Leopard School is before going any further. And the main reason is that the Black Leopard School, it does indeed have a couple of things that we can learn, as well as a couple of things that we can make use of. And if you remember here from the blacksmith, he mentioned, "Are you from the Black Leopard School?" And we said, and he said, "Obviously not." So, gonna head through there, and we're gonna see what was so great about this school that one of our former classmates took an interest in learning from. Let's see here, and if I remember correctly, this is the way to the Black Leopard School. Up this hill, which we will do. Wait, sign. Where's the sign? To the Black Leopard School, which we will do next time. I've been Anansi, you've been awesome, and I'll catch you later.